Welcome back, Alpha Hunters. Hopefully, you have a very magnificent weekend because it's a very magnificent Monday today. First order of business, just so you know, TradingView does have a 70% off Black Friday sale going on. They do this every year. This is typically when I get my TradingView subscription. Now, I do purchase this every year, and typically, when you explore the offers, just a heads up, the higher premium package, the better the discount, right? As most people would imagine, right? So the thing you gotta be very mindful of is it does go for 13 months, and this is to get you to go past the discount window next year. And so I just wind up getting it every year, and eventually I'll just have a free year saved up with that extra month. So there you go. Wanted to kind of just throw that out there for those that are looking for TradingView. I love it. It's a great platform. It's probably the best trading platform out there. And it's kind of nice actually that it doesn't really have built-in broker features, but you can link your broker features for certain brokers. So there's that. Anyways, nice little gap up on the market today. It was a pretty nice, sizable gap up. It was about 2/3%. The interesting thing about that gap up is, well, that's about how much the market performs on Thanksgiving week. so it was kind of a like, yeah, are we gonna absolutely rip out of here, or is it just a great time to sell some call options on the open? Right now, it looks like it's a great time to sell some call options as we traded a little bit higher, but we definitely came down pretty good in that first hour, and we've kind of just gone sideways here for the past hour or so. So that's kind of the way the SPY looks. The Qs, they also did gap up a pretty good amount. They gapped up about 0.8%. You can see they traded higher. They actually got up 1% on this move higher in the first 15 minutes. But you can see that drop off there in the first 30 minutes. It was definitely sharp. It was definitely sharp. So currently up 1/3%. SPY's up 0.4%. IWM continues to be an absolute monster. It is currently up 2.5%. My goodness. IWM did gap up 1.15% or so. Looking strong. Man, IWM crushing. DIA also up 0.9% roughly. Also had a nice little gap up. You can see just a little bit more sideways action kind of throughout the day. All right, RSP, if it loads. All right, the RSP, nice solid gap up as well. Nice little trend higher. Okay. So the RSP is actually up 1.2% here on the day. We did gap up about 0.8% there on the RSP. So looking pretty solid. RSP continues to look pretty good. 6 days in a row, got pretty extended. If you're looking like short-term trading opportunities, I don't know how bullish I would want to be like right here, right now. Even kind of mentioned that at the end of Friday. And now that we got a sizable gap up, yeah, I'd wait. I'd just wait. You know, you might do something like this where you had a pretty sizable gap up and you're pretty far separated from the moving averages, and you didn't really do too much there for the next couple of days. And even over the next week, you had pretty good pullback. So I'd wait. You probably won't miss much this week since we gapped up on the market so much across a lot of different areas. So I would just, not gonna be a bad week to, break out the eggnog and bourbon and enjoy the week of just kind of keeping an eye on things, but not doing too much craziness. DIA, okay, see what happens by the end of the day. Nice gap up, open gap here between previous all-time highs and where we gapped to today. So never traded in those ranges. IWM, I mean, look at this move, so strong. RSP has a pretty good open gap here as well. So yeah, I mean, I would definitely be waiting on the RSP. Qs. The interesting thing on the Qs is since I got hit pretty good there in that first hour, they did fill this gap entirely where we had never traded before. Didn't last too long, lasted maybe a month, but there you go. It is full, completely filled. Looking pretty good. SPY gapped up, took out all-time highs initially there on the open. But yeah, I mean, Qs continue to have various issues going on out there. The VIX, VIX. Yeah, I mean, continue to come down a little bit. I mean, we just saw a pretty good gap up on the market. I'm not expecting much of anything really. but not dropping off as much as you would think for a strong bullish day. DXY, dollar index. Okay, so we took out some pretty good highs there on Friday, and quick little snapback today, almost down to that 10 EMA. As you kind of see here, it's kind of interesting. Is we actually did gap down the market, even though this doesn't have it, or the daily says that we actually opened flat. The intraday says otherwise. So okay, I mean. Yeah, we got a strong bullish momentum. We might have just pulled back. Kind of reminds me of back over here on I think it was Monday, November 4th. We also gapped down pretty good, even though the daily says it was a shave, a flat open with the previous Friday. We traded lower, and then the election day we bounced pretty good. But other than that, DXY looks like it's just pulling back. GLD Gold Trust down almost 3%. Man, this thing has been a little bit more volatile than I thought it would be. So, okay. GLD. I mean, it had a crazy strong, a lot stronger move. A lot more of a strong move last week than what I thought was going to happen. And this is either a quick retest, very quick retest, or we probably will continue to go lower. I kind of thought we were going to go lower even back when we were doing this move. But last week, I mean, it was so strong. I was like, my goodness. Because remember, GLD was going bullish Wednesday, Thursday, Friday when dollar was extremely strong, and typically happened. 10-year yield, okay, broke down on the yield side. Not shocked, but the question is where would yields probably look to make a good base? I'd say on that 200 or in or around that 200 moving average there. Probably makes a lot of sense to me. Probably come a little bit lower. I mean, this is all kind of just a bunch of clutter in this area, so it's going to be just choppy in here. But that's probably where I would look to be. Playing yields, maybe more bullish, so you're probably just looking to be bearish on bonds, so we'll take a look at that. Anyways, wow. Okay. 10 and 2 inversion has gone negative again. Interesting. Let's take a look at the 10 and 1 here. 10 and 1. Yep, broke down there on Friday and pulling into that 50 EMA there. So, all right. It's always tough when these things uninvert. I mean, for a couple months, you get some squirreliness around the zero line. So, it is what it is. Nothing crazy going on there. HYG continues to be a monster. Moving higher, back up to the highs it put in 2 weeks ago. Took them out, but has not gone past that. Yeah, HYG looking pretty good. High yield corporate bonds. Wow. So, and that's not even, that is adjusted data for dividends. Oh, I did not realize those were on. Oh, good grief. That is my mistakes. That is so my mistake. I mean, you could trade them either way. I just prefer not to look at adjusted data for dividends unless I'm looking at like total asset returns. But anyways, HYG, it still looks pretty good. I actually, if you turn the data off, the dividends off, you have a very clear like neckline here with shoulder, neck, head, neck, shoulder. And we are coming right back to that neckline. Guys, that looks like a really solid inverse head and shoulders. So if we can get through maybe to like 80 price level here and then pull back, you're probably going to be looking to take that. That looks pretty solid. Not going to lie, looks pretty good. LQD, probably going to see some pretty good bullish moves here on LQD, TLT. Still just kind of in this choppy zone. Very strong move today. Obviously, we just saw yields have a massive breakdown day today. Anyways, LQD, kind of just hanging out. TLT, also have a pretty good gap up. There you go. Not too much to kind of go off of it. Just a gap up in a doji. We haven't really broken some of these levels. If we get above 93, maybe we can talk about something. As far as the LQD, if it gets above like 110, maybe we can talk about something there as well. But as far as now, I'm just kind of keeping an eye on things. It's Thanksgiving week. That's the other thing. It's just really hard to be like, yes, finally seeing a breakout. Because the week after Thanksgiving week, like they'll come out and the market maker, like people that actually run the market, they will change the market very quickly. Seen that several times. It's going to be a quiet week. I mean, even if you think you're getting breakout moves or something like that this week, be very skeptical about it going into next week. As far as sector rotation, SPY Energy's down pretty good amount. Okay, underperforming quite a bit there. Utilities and tech underperforming a little bit there. Outperformers, financials, industrials, staples, communications, and healthcare. And we got materials doing very well. Real estate and discretionaries at the higher end of the day. Discretionaries got a nice little bounce there on the open. As far as intraday price action, you see real estate materials doing pretty good. Discretionaries also doing pretty good, even though they got a pretty good gap up on the open. Communications, healthcare, industrials, staples, financials all outperforming. Tech, utilities underperforming, and energy still at the lower end of the day. Pretty good sell down there throughout the day.